of the discrepancies out of the way. As you enter the chat, make sure you hit the number 1 if y'all can hear me. We are right back. Breaking news. Trump fires back at fake news. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He missed again. Just like he missed those nuclear sites in Iran. He shot another air ball. And I just got finished having a debate with MAGA. And it was epic, man. The last broadcast was epic. You know, I had everybody in their emotions and their feelings. And right afterwards, Trump decided to address the nation. And man, I don't know what's going on with Donald Trump right now, but your boy is he's stressed out. He's really stressed out. He's full of anxiety. He's full of anxiety, and he's going through it. I mean, he's having spats of anger and rage. He's been crashing out, cussing up a storm. I mean, Trump has been all over the place. And now he's addressing the public after several social media posts on X claiming that he completely obliterated those sites in Iran. Now, you know, I got to break down what's really happening here. I got to give it to y'all just like it is. It's not looking too good for Trump. And it's not looking good for the nation because clearly he's flustered and bothered. He can't even answer questions. It's just not looking good. Now, watch this, y'all. This interview was crazy. Just look at what was said.
Some on-the-ground assessments at Fordo and other sites. Is that Israeli and U.S.?
It's been obliterated, Kelly.
It's been obliterated. This man is frustrated, y'all. All people are doing is trying to ask information about what took place. We don't have on-the-ground evidence at all. Trump is upset that people are asking for proof that those sites are obliterated. He's been on a campaign for days straight. He can't sleep. He's been tossing, turning. You know, all we got for evidence is a bunch of ashy-ass photos, some aerial satellites with some burnt-ass sand, and even satellite analysts are saying that it's not enough evidence. But Trump has been going full-fledged, trying to make you believe that he hit his target. And it's beginning to really look like guilt. It's beginning to really look like guilt.
It's been
What is your message then, sir, to the...
They're just asking questions.
You talked about expecting some on-the-ground assessments at Fordo and other sites. Is that Israeli and U.S.?
See, the president is frustrated soon as somebody asks questions. All this woman is doing is asking him questions. Trump is lying, y'all. He's lying. He's tired of explaining himself. Why? Just give us the paperwork, give us the documents, give us the proof. Look how he's acting. Look how this guy is acting. Look, just pay attention.
It's been obliterated, Kelly.
It's just been obliterated, Kelly. Okay, look, she's just asking a question. Where's the evidence, Trump?
What is your message then, sir, to the intelligence community when they present reports? You're not disputing the DIA report. You're just...
They presented a report that wasn't...
See, I'm part of the intelligence community. By show of once, how many of y'all are part of the intelligence community? And we just want evidence that, you know, the uranium was actually destroyed and the nuclear receptors was actually destroyed outside of some ashy photos, and we can't see anything. Because what I'm telling you is he's about to explain this like a kindergartner. And it's rather embarrassing. It's rather embarrassing how he's about to explain this. I mean, Trump is going through it right now.
Finished. We're talking about something that took place 3 days ago.
I understand that.
The report was done
So
2
what
days
is
ago.
your...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess. Now, if you take a look at the pictures, if you take a look...
Here we go. You got to look at the pictures. Ooh, it even has pictures. We got a nice little scrapbook for y'all. Y'all don't need no, you don't need any nuclear leakage. You don't need any paperwork. You don't need anything. Look, we got a nice little scrapbook for y'all. Didn't you see the pictures? Bro, America, we can't be this stupid. We just can't, like, he's making it worse. This response makes it worse.
Look how it's all blackened. You know, the fire and brimstone is all underground because it's granite and it's all underground. You don't show it. But even there, with all of that being said, the whole area for 75 yards around the hole where it hit is black with fire.
Yo, this can't be serious. Now, I'm going to take y'all to some evidence, too. I'm going to take y'all to some sources of what the specialists are actually saying, right? Because all Trump is telling us is black with fire and brimstone. What the American citizens asking is, can we have proof? Is there any nuclear leakage? Is there any evidence that you actually hit any uranium or any nuclear receptors? We need proof, sir, because if we don't got the proof, then we cannot safely say that you have neutralized the threat. We got pictures. Those pictures could be anything. Well, we got pictures. Didn't you see the pictures is all black? All we asking for is proof.
The group that's run by this gentleman, in fact, you may want to talk about it for a second because we're going to issue a report. And I think it's not even a very exciting report at this point. It's been obliterated.
So look, let me get this right. If you are going to do a report, why does he find a need to continue to go on television and defend what took place? Why not just release the reports? I mean, why not just release the reports? That's all I'm saying. Release the reports. Yeah, bring out the facts. I'm just saying, I know y'all really stand behind this Donald Trump character, but I don't believe nothing any politician says. If their mouth moving, they're lying.
Totally obliterated. And they did a report, but it was like, if you look at the dates, it's just a few days after it
Understood,
happened.
sir.
So they didn't see it. They said it may be very severe.
Understood. Do you have a message for the intelligence community, though, in terms of unvarnished information getting to you, that it's not...
I don't really have a message. I would say issue the report when you know what happened. I wouldn't say that it could be severe or maybe not. They use the word severe. It could be severe or maybe it's not.
And briefly,
So people like you picked up and said, oh, it's not severe.
We're just
No,
looking for
the report was...
You hear her? She said, look, we're just looking for the evidence. Why is he so defensive? Why is he insulting this woman for asking a question? All this woman is asking our president is, hey, where are the details? We need empirical data. We need facts. We listen, the intelligence community is not just buying that it's black with fire and brimstone. Okay, here we go. Now we got our Trump supporters back in the building. What's up with y'all? I'm glad to have y'all. Hey, man, this is going to be a good one. Hey, listen. Trump just fired back at fake news, and he missed again. He missed, just like he missed those nuclear receptors over there in Iran. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. This response does not make him look good whatsoever. Makes him look guilty.
Was not a complete report. Yeah, the message was probably wait till you know the answer before you.
And sir, did you not have a public opponent to your Zelensky?
Look, he's getting real frustrated. He's pissed. He is pissed off. And if we have to wait to the reports, right? If we have to wait for the reports, then how does he know it's actually destroyed, obliterated? We ain't got no reports, and we're not going to get no reports that says that it is obliterated. That's not even a military terminology.
Meeting for a tactical reason with President Putin?
Let him answer this.
Hello, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah. There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is.
So anybody questioning the powers that be is fake news. Anybody who demands that we get answers, they're calling it fake news. Nah, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something real quick. Let me pull up something real quick for y'all. You got to see all the sites, all of the facts, all of the data that's actually pointing in a direction that Trump misfired. And I'm speaking in real plain, very plain English. I'm condescending to the lowest level, right? I'm going to bring y'all some facts here. All right, so according to Al Jazeera news sources, he missed. Failed nuclear strike. CNN, according to them, he missed. BBC News, according to them, he missed. So listen, and they use scientists, they use anybody they can use. And he has no proof, but for whatever reason, we believe him, but we don't believe the other side. I'm just saying. Y'all believe this is a battle against fake news, or, is this a battle to protect his ego?
These pilots, these refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear program is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom.
We are 1 month into the Trump presidency. You want to know how you think he's...
All the people are asking for is proof. If you want the American citizens to be calm, if you want the American citizens to feel safe, then provide the data. These people are too defensive, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe these people. I don't believe them. They're too aggressive. They're too angry. And you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen? They are not used to the public questioning anything anymore. Trump hit an air ball. They're not used to people asking questions. Somebody said, you don't like America, do you? Listen, let me say this. Me asking questions is the most patriotic thing I can do. Sitting here demanding that they provide us with more details is the most American thing I can possibly do. Right?
Instinct, the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons, to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks. They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on a leak. Of course, we've all seen plenty of leakers. And what a leak.
Why are they pushing so hard to fight about this, but they're not saying nothing about Russia and China colluding with Iran to give them nuclear capabilities? Why are they so invested in doing damage control, whether or not they missed or not, instead of just releasing the documents and getting someone on the ground? Why not just put somebody on ground level, bring your cameras out there, show the American citizens that you did not botch the job, and so the American citizens can rest easy? Y'all out here screaming peace, and I'm not buying it.
Leakers do. They have agendas. And what do? Do they share the whole information or just the part that they want to introduce? And when they introduce that preliminary, a preliminary report that's deemed to be a low assessment, you know what a low assessment means? Low confidence in the data in that report. And why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000-pound bombs is buried under a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated. And somebody somewhere is trying to leak something to say, oh, with low confidence, we think maybe it's moderate. Those that drop the bombs precisely in the right place know exactly what happened when that exploded. And you know who else knows? Iran.
I don't know. Y'all trying a little bit too hard. I don't believe it. Just show me the proof. Won't y'all go get the big shovel and prove it to the American people? It's like, I'm not buying it. Y'all trying way too hard. Trump been on social media for 2 days straight, posting back to back about how he obliterated something. Do y'all really, listen, y'all really want the American citizens to sleep well at night? But this, let me tell you, this ain't doing it. Anybody who asks y'all any questions and regarding the details, y'all lash out at them. This ain't making the people put trust in y'all. Especially when this guy right here, he just seems stressed. You got to deal with this with some composure.
That's why they came to the table right away, because their nuclear capabilities have been set back beyond what they thought were possible because of the courage of a commander-in-chief who led our troops, despite what the fake news wants to say.
But you're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was.
Hey, for the MAGA supporters that said, I want Obama back. Hey, listen, let me make this very clear. If I was into politics, if I didn't know the truth that it's all a Hegelian dialect and it's two wings of the same damn bird, I would have voted for Trump. All right? I would have voted for the Republican Party because I consider myself conservative. I don't like all of that men playing in women's sports. I don't like all of that mixed genderism and all of that. I would have went for Trump too. All right? So I'm not attacking y'all. I mean, you didn't really have nothing to choose from. It's either you're going to go for the Republicans or you're going to go for the radical Democrats. But here's the issue. I can see that they're all actors, and I don't trust any of them. So let's not make no mistakes about it. The things I'm saying right now is because I have common sense. And I can go right down the middle and see what's going on. And Donald Trump is hiding something. He's lying. And I am questioning the military. I am questioning Donald Trump. And I am questioning whether or not they actually hit their targets. And I'm not anti-American, anti-patriotic just because I'm questioning something. See, that's what the world got y'all programmed to be. Got you afraid to ask questions. I'm not finna go under no dictatorship. Since when we can't ask for proof from our president? That's all I'm saying. I know that you guys may be a little bit upset about the fact that you don't know whether or not he hit him because you wasn't on ground zero and you don't have any empirical data. All you have is somebody running around on social media calling themselves the president saying that they obliterated it. I don't believe them. I don't believe it until I see it. The government lies all the times. All the time they lie.
Initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea. They shouldn't have issued a report until they did, but we've gotten the information. I think Pete said it better than he can say it. And you know, you should be proud, you, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No, there's
Those pilots flew at great risk.
You see that? You see how they just gaslit this lady, bro? He's asking about an assessment, and he's already gaslit her into oblivion. This does not look good. This is manipulation. Yo, this is narcissistic, bro. She's asking about the assessment because according to the assessment, it doesn't look like they succeeded. They're claiming that the assessment is not a reputable assessment and they have to wait for another one. That's all he had to say. All Trump had to say was, look, that assessment wasn't quite reputable, and we're going to have to wait for another assessment to see what's going on. But instead, he gaslit that lady just for asking a question. That is not how an intellect deals with these type of situations. And whether or not you a Trump supporter or not, this should be alarming to you. This doesn't strike me as someone who is a righteous leader. And we're not on CNN right now. We're on Fox News. And what I'm looking at, I have to question.
A big chance that they've never come back home and see their husbands or their wives. Let me just tell you, you and NBC fake news, which is one of the worst.
Look, she didn't disrespect the military. She didn't disrespect those people's families. All this woman asked was for an assessment. Like, rewind what she asked, and then we'll fast forward.
If you take a look how it's all black. Okay, all right, Kelly, go ahead. Here we go. Here's another one.
Hello, sir. Thank you very
We
much.
got them all today.
Okay. So, Mr. President, you talked about expecting some on-the-ground assessments at Fordo and other.
Yep.
You talked about getting some on-the-ground assessments because guess what? They don't have any on-the-ground assessments. Nobody was able to assess it. They don't know whether or not they were successful because there's no assessment.
Yeah.
sites.
Now here-
Is that
here again.
Israeli?
Look, he's pissed off already. He's angry already that she's even questioning it. And now he wants to play mind games with this woman. Now he wants to humiliate and deride her. Listen.
And U.S.
It's been obliterated, Kelly.
It's been obliterated, okay? You don't need no on-the-ground assessment. It's been obliterated, Kelly. You're aggravating me now. Why are you questioning what I said on Twitter? It's been obliterated.
It's been
What is your message then, sir, to the intelligence community when they present reports? You're not disputing the DIA report.
What is your assessment with the intelligence community who is saying, hey, we have not gotten any on-the-ground responses and we don't have any reputable proof?
Or you're just
They
Now, what does he say?
presented a report that wasn't finished.
So he's saying, okay, yeah, the report y'all got, it wasn't finished. So is he saying that he has a report that is finished? Is he saying that he got a hold of the report that is finished? And if he does, when are you going to release it to the public so people can, be at peace? Trump fires back at fake news, and he missed again. He missed just like he missed them damn nuclear plants. He's shooting air balls. He's shooting blanks left and right. And now the orange man is pissed off.
We're talking about something that took place 3 days ago.
I understand that.
The report was done
So
2
what
days
is
ago.
your...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So he's saying that the report was false. So there has been a report. So it has been a report, but the report is false.
They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess. Now, if you take a look at the pictures, if you take a look how it's all blackened, the fire and brimstone is all underground because it's granite and it's all underground. You don't show it. But even there, with all of that being said, the whole area for 75 yards around the hole where it hit is black with fire.
It's black with fire.
The group that's run by this gentleman, in fact, you may want to talk about it for a second because we're going to issue a report. And I think it's not even a very exciting report at this point. It's been obliterated, totally obliterated. And they did a report, but it was like, if you look at the dates, it's just a few days after it
Understood,
happened.
sir.
So they didn't see it. They said it may be very severe. Go ahead.
Understood. Do you...
See, I'm the only creator that's really questioning the president the way I am. I'm holding him to the flame. I'm really questioning everything he says. And I know MAGA be pissed off with me, but you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, somehow, some way, this billionaire baby convinced all you MAGA supporters that he's one of you, and he's not. He's an elitist. He's only concerned with aligning his own pockets. And it should be evident at this point that he's in a very stressful place. He's in a very stressful place right now.
You have a message for the intelligence community, though, in terms of unvarnished information getting to you, that it's not...
I don't really have a message. I would
See, she's just trying to find out, did you receive any information regarding something down on the ground? The American citizens want to know. Let me ask all you MAGA brothers and sisters this. This is a real question I got for y'all. Are you all concerned with seeing the reports? Would it make you feel any better? Come on, MAGA folks, talk to me. Or is it just enough Donald Trump saying that it was obliterated? It was obliterated, completely obliterated. Somebody said Democratic propaganda. Yeah, that's crazy because I ain't no Democrat or a Republican. I'm just a free thinker. Somebody said, LOL, y'all mad. They pissed off. I love it. I might just have to go in on MAGA every night. Because it's like y'all love watching this black guy talk about what's going on in the world. I mean, what's up with y'all? Somebody said Trump is our president, buddy. Y'all the ones mad. Oh, I'm not mad at all. I just want proof. Is that too much to ask? Oh, I just sit around and I just trigger MAGA all day. Yeah, so MAGA, let me get this right. Y'all don't need proof. So y'all don't need proof. All right. I didn't know it was that bad. All right, let's continue.
Say, issue the report when you know what happened. I wouldn't say that it could be severe or maybe not. They use the word severe. It could be severe or maybe it's not.
And
So people like you picked up and said, oh, it's not severe.
We're just
No,
looking for the
the
next
report.
She said, look, we're just looking for the facts, sir. He's cutting this woman off. He acting real zesty with this woman, man. Now, when somebody asks you a question, isn't that how you deal with it? Isn't that how you deal with it? He's gaslighting her. He's being very narcissistic. And he being downright zesty with this woman. He being real catty with this woman. Yeah, zesty. He's being zesty with this woman. She simply asks for data about what happened with those nuclear sites in Iran. And the way he's responding is just disrespectful.
It was not a complete report. Yeah, the message was probably wait till you know the answer before you.
And sir, did you not have a public component to your Zelensky meeting for a tactical reason with President Putin?
Let him answer.
Hello, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah. There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is. These pilots.
So they fake news, but you couldn't even answer the questions. If they're fake news, then dispute them. If that's fake news, then just dispute it. All they asked was, hey, Mr. Trump, where is the reports?
These refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear program is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom. And then the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons to try to hurt President Trump.
So are y'all going to stop believing the New York Times over this orange actor right here that played in Home Alone? This guy that wrestled Vince McMahon. This guy right here that played on The Apprentice. This guy right here that played on The Little Rascals. This guy right here who allegedly faked an assassination attempt. Oompa, loompa, doopa-dee-doo. Oompa, loompa, doopa-dee-doo. He wrestled Vince McMahon. Look, bro. I can't with y'all, man. Y'all, look, we having fun with MAGA. Look, I understand, man. You listen, and it's crazy because MAGA, they stay subscribing. They stay subscribing. They sit up here and argue, but they cool. They gonna be cool. They gonna be cool, man. Y'all know I'm not lying about this guy. Y'all know I'm not lying about this guy. But you want us to believe that he's telling the truth and the New York Times is lying. Al Jazeera is lying. CNN is lying. Everybody lying. But he has no proof. He has no proof that he was successful in his attack. And y'all mad at me because I'm questioning things. And I know this man is an actor. I'm just saying. Every time you question this, man, it's fake news. I just asked you a question, bro. Hey, do you have any hey, Mr. Trump, please, Mr. Trump, do you have any on the ground response to show the people of America that you did effectively hit the nuclear sites? Look, it's fake news. All fake news. Even you asking me is fake news. Everything's fake news. Why would you ask me that? It's fake news. I told you it was obliterated. I'm not going for that, y'all. I'm not going for that.
Or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks.
I don't care what the troops think, and I don't care what the world thinks.
They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on a leak. Of course, we've all seen plenty.
Based on a leak. So somebody did leak some documentation claiming that they failed their mission. Based on a leak. Now, just because something was a leak, does that make it false? No. I repeat, just because something was a leak, does that make it false? The answer is no, it doesn't.
Plenty of leakers. And what do leakers do? They have agendas. And what do? Do they share the whole information or just the part that they want to introduce? And when they introduce that preliminary, a preliminary report that's deemed to be a low assessment, you know what a low assessment means? Low confidence in the data in that report. And why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000-pound bombs is buried under a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel.
No, y'all better get a big shovel. Y'all supposed to be proving everything to the American citizens. We've been lied to so much that we're not just going to believe anything that they tell us on TV.
And go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated. And somebody somewhere is trying to leak something to say, oh, with low confidence, we think maybe it's moderate. Those that dropped the bombs precisely in the right place know exactly what happened when that exploded. And you know who else knows?
I don't believe y'all.
Iran. That's why they came to the table right away, because their nuclear capabilities.
Iran didn't come to the table right away. Matter of fact, Iran's supreme leader, he disappeared. He didn't come to the table. He disappeared. And they still been posting cryptic messages aiming at America. And matter of fact, right after that failed mission that y'all went on, they started aligning themselves with Russia and China. So I don't know what y'all talking about. It's like y'all just saying anything to spin the narrative. You're getting a little bit too aggressive. Y'all a little bit too frustrated. Y'all a little bit too uncomfortable up there. And I think y'all lying.
Have been set back beyond what they thought were possible because of the courage of a commander-in-chief who led our troops, despite what the fake news wants to say.
But you're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea. They shouldn't have issued a report until they did, but we've gotten the information. I think Pete said it better than you can say it. And, you know, you should be proud, you, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No, there's
She didn't say nothing about demeaning the pilots. Like, y'all, do y'all see that this is a major L? All this woman did was ask for evidence for the intelligence community. That's all she did. He went to, you're demeaning the pilots, you demeaning the soldiers. Like, yo, that's crazy. Donald Trump taking an L right now. He gaslighting this woman to oblivion. I mean, he did a damn good gaslight, though. She don't even know what to say. I mean, the art of deflection.
Pilots flew at great risk, a big chance that they'd never come back home and see their husbands or their wives. Let me just tell you, you and NBC, fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN, New York Times, are all bad. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. You know what? You should be praising those people instead of trying to find some. By getting me, by trying to go and get me, You're hurting those people. They were devastated. You know, I got a call from Missouri, great state, that I won 3 times by a lot. And I got a call that the pilots and the people on the plane were devastated because they were trying to minimize the attack.
Yo, somebody in the chat says, get a real job instead of trying to destabilize the country. So you believe I'm the one destabilizing the country. So let me get this right. Having a tariff war, going to war with Iran, in the midst of doing a mass deportation, more massive than any time in history, at the same time, is not destabilizing the country. But me asking, let me get this right. Me asking for a report to prove that our U.S. government actually hit the nuclear sites is destabilizing the country. You see why we so gone, man? You see what's wrong with America, y'all? Y'all see what's wrong with America, man. And look, this is the world we coming into, a dystopian future where you can't ask questions. You have to go along with the narrative. Like, imagine becoming a target because you just want to ask questions. See, y'all learning a lot watching these videos right here. Y'all learning about how the world really thinks about people who question society. You're really learning. You'll get attacked. They'll name call. They'll get in their feelings. This is the current world that we're in. All you have to do is ask questions. All I'm doing is asking questions. All I'm doing is pointing out the fact that we have no proof. And anybody who questions this authoritarian leader right here, he resorts to name calling, gaslighting, and narcissism. And he's doing it live. And the mass majority of the MAGA cult can't see it. They can't see it. See, I done stirred up a whole hornet's nest on my channel. As a foundational Black American, I'm right here on the front line because guess what? In these streams, I'm dealing directly with MAGA, every time, hundreds and thousands of them. And they worship this man like Jesus of Christ. No matter what, they're not going to question anything. They're truly hypnotized. But I have to show y'all what type of world we in right now, where you can't even question anything without being an enemy. I'm telling you.
Attack. And they all said it was hit. But we don't think it was really maybe hit that badly. And they were devastated. They put their lives on the line, and then they have, and I'm not referring to you, but real scum come out and write reports that are as negative as they could possibly be. It should be the opposite. You should make them heroes and heroines. You should make them really people that they were so devastated when they heard this news. And you know what they said? One of them, I spoke to one of them, said, "Sir, we hit the site. It was perfect. It was dead on."
Every month,
Now they're trying to use emotionalism. If you hit the damn site, get somebody on the ground and prove it. Get your asses out there and get a big shovel and get to digging. Because we're not falling for this. Y'all trying way too damn hard. Y'all trying to get everybody's emotions all balled up. And the soldiers, they pleaded and said, we did our jobs. We risked our lives. Look, just get somebody on the ground and prove it. Is that too much to ask? Yeah. They trying too hard. They lying.
Said fake news because they have a normal life, except they have to fly very big, very fast planes. But it's a shame. You should be making them heroes. All right.
Now let's go to RNC Senior Advisor Danielle Alvarez. And Danielle, Rebecca really hit the nail on the head on a lot of the Iran-Israel part of this. I want to go to the reason that Donald Trump is there to begin with. The reason just a few seconds ago we saw him taking
It was a violation, and technically they were right, but it just wouldn't have worked out very well. And they brought the planes back. They had gone on to another journey because there was a little bit of a violation, and I said, you got to get them back. And they came back, and it was a great thing, and it's going very well.
So the president confirming that the Israel-Iran ceasefire is going well for now. And he made that phone call to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to call the planes back from a potential Iranian attack. While he was on the plane going to this NATO summit, he also said, Rebecca, during these remarks to the media, that he believes that the United States is going to have some form of relationship with Iran in the years to come after this current conflict is over.
This conflict will never end. This conflict will never come to an end. Prophetically, the Medes are going to be going against Babylon.
Here to unpack all of this is Todd Blanche, U.S. Deputy Attorney General.
Congress must investigate intel leak. I wonder what intel leak they're talking about. Let me see here.
Todd, the Pentagon's working with the FBI to investigate this leak. Is the DOJ prepared to charge whoever is responsible, and what could those charges look like?
I wonder what leak are they talking about? They must be talking about that same leak of the person who put the info out about those nuclear sites not getting hit or, destroyed or obliterated.
I mean, absolutely. Of course we're ready. I mean, just think for a moment. During the last administration, the Attorney General issued a memorandum that didn't allow the Department of Justice to investigate leakers without some insane level of high level of finding that you would have to do first. We reversed that. The Attorney General Bondi reversed that over a month ago. And it's precisely for this kind of conduct, where you have some deep state intelligence personnel, not based on the facts, not based.
Hey, listen, I'm going to show y'all the pictures because y'all seem to think that those pictures is all the proof we need. I'm here to argue that. Hold on real quick.
Bachans is my secret weapon for barbecue. It's the only sauce I need for grilling. Here's why you choose my firm if you're hurt in an accident. I used to work defending insurance companies.
Breaking news after the major U.S. strikes on Iran. Tonight, hear the new classified intelligence report, a preliminary report on what could be a reality check now on the U.S. attack on Iranian nuclear enrichment facilities. President Trump had declared they were completely and totally obliterated. But tonight, sources say this new preliminary Pentagon report finds the damage was limited, saying Iran's...
So this is a preliminary Pentagon report. Good gracious. It's a Pentagon report. So let me get this right. The government agencies who are in charge of doing these reports is fake news. But Donald Trump, the orange man who played in Home Alone, is telling the truth. All right.
Its nuclear program was only set back a few months. That daring military mission, B-2 bombers setting off from
He said, if anything, it was set back a few months and nothing was obliterated.
Missouri deploying those 30,000-pound bombs for the first time on the battlefield. The satellite images showing the target sites, signs of damage, holes in the ground, but it remains unclear tonight just how much and what kind of damage they did below. Sources say the preliminary report also indicates much of Iran's...
Y'all see those trucks right here? That's them leaving with all that damn uranium. And this was taken weeks ago. Weeks ago. They dropped some bombs in the middle of the desert and they didn't hit a damn thing. And MAGA's pissed off about it.
Stockpile of enriched uranium was not destroyed because it was likely moved before the U.S. attack.
It was, listen, the Pentagon leaked this information. The Pentagon leaked it, said, look, it was not destroyed because it was moved beforehand. Listen, man, I'm preview to believe that it's one or two things going on. Either he made a huge mistake or Iran and America got something going on behind the scenes to manipulate the public. And there's some shadow government, Illuminati, Masonic, weirdo agenda type of stuff going on here. It's either one or the other. Because something ain't right about this.
And tonight here, the moment President Trump lashed out today using an expletive when talking to reporters.
Yeah, why he cussing up a storm, lashing out? That's somebody who is on edge. There's somebody who got it wrong.
On the White House lawn about Israel and Iran and this fragile ceasefire. ABC's chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, leading us off tonight.
President Trump insists the U.S. strikes on Iran obliterated its nuclear program. But tonight, sources tell us a preliminary Pentagon report indicates at least 2 of the Iranian nuclear facilities targeted were not completely destroyed, and that Iran's program was only set back a few months.
Do you believe that Iran can rebuild its nuclear program? Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished.
But sources say the preliminary report from the Defense Intelligence Agency and U.S. Central Command.
Did y'all hear who announced it? Just hear this out.
Central Command indicates much of Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium was not destroyed.
I believe him.
Because it was moved before the U.S. struck. The International Atomic Energy Agency has warned nearly 900 pounds of near weapons-grade uranium is unaccounted for. Sources tell us the Pentagon's early intelligence indicates Iran's centrifuges also remain intact.
Wow, wow, wow. That man shot an air ball. Donald Trump ain't even hit backboard, man. Y'all upset. He missed. He missed. Oh, I know y'all gotta be pissed off. He missed. Telling you.
And though the bombing sealed off the entrances to 2 of the nation's nuclear facilities, they did not destroy their underground structures. Tonight,
they didn't destroy a damn thing. That's why Trump been taking to social media, posting like crazy, all on Twitter, all on Instagram, all on Truth Social, getting up gaslighting people in conferences, can't answer questions, cussing on the White House lawn. Come on, man. The man he's going through something right now. He know he just embarrassed himself. Instead of just answering questions, he can't answer them. He's calling out all the media. The man called out in the New York Times. Come on now. ABC, CNN, MSNBC, all fake news, but he's telling the truth. And y'all really think this man stopped the threat? No, y'all don't know the Bible. That's why y'all think he stopped the threat, because y'all ain't reading the scriptures. The Persians are set up in the latter days to judge Babylon. Man shot an air ball.
at the White House pushing back. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth saying, based on everything we have seen, and I've seen it all, our bombing campaign obliterated Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. It comes amid a fragile truce between Iran and Israel, a ceasefire announced by Trump last night. But in the hours before it went into effect, Iran and Israel continuing to strike at each other.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either.
Trump clearly furious, using an expletive.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what they're doing. Do you understand that?
Soon after, the president speaking with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yo, Trump is becoming unraveled. It's not real cool at all. He's becoming unraveled. Hold up.
And tonight, both Israel and Iran committing to the ceasefire, which for now appears to be holding.
So let's bring in Mary Bruce. She's live tonight from the Netherlands, where President Trump is attending the NATO summit now. And Mary, the president has insisted that the U.S. strikes obliterated Iran's nuclear program. Obviously, this new early intelligence indicates something a bit different here.
It does, David. President Trump insists that the U.S. strikes against Iran obliterated and completely destroyed all nuclear facilities and capability. But sources say this early intelligence indicates that's not the case and that Iran's nuclear...
So you got the Pentagon, you got the military releasing reports. Look, I know, y'all under the MAGA spell, but listen, these reports are not wrong. Typically, when somebody's lying, the one who's getting all frustrated, the one who is doing the most, that's the person lying. I don't think the news is lying at all. In fact, they're just asking questions regarding what was released from the Pentagon. Come on now. How could they be fake news when they go into an actual source from the Pentagon and the military? Like, come on now. Stop it, y'all. Like, use your mind here. It was leaked that they didn't do the job. And instead of Trump responding with wisdom and giving an educated response, he's name calling and gaslighting. Come on now. Somebody said, not even Biden. You sound like you voted for him. Listen, I already told you that I would be considered a conservative. I'm just not going to let anybody sit up here and lie. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, a hit dog is going to holler, and Trump been hollering all week.
Program was only set back by a few months. Now, again, David, this is only preliminary intelligence.
Somebody in the chat says, you work in the military and risk your life every day? What do that got to do with anything? That's the same type of gaslighting technique he just used on that lady. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Man, yo, Trump got y'all out of y'all's minds, man. He got y'all out of y'all's minds. Because I'm questioning what was released from the Pentagon and from the military. That's crazy.
We're still waiting on the final report.
And they still waiting on the final report. But the initial report saying that they missed. So there's a final report that will be coming. There's a final report that will be coming. And then, we're going to figure out what's going on. If Trump already knows that the final report is going to prove him right, then why is he losing his mind? Why is he losing his mind? Yeah, where the Epstein files at, Trump? Where the Epstein files at? Man, you already know what we do on this platform, though. We just question what's going on in the world. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. All of my Trump supporters, I know that these type of videos is going to really get you thinking. It's really going to get you thinking. So, man, it's always an honor y'all joining. Even if y'all mad and upset, I get it. Somebody said he avoided the military 2 times because of his bone spurs, right? Somebody said, I just subscribed. I didn't vote for Trump. Never liked any of his shows. Somebody said, you're the mad one. All right. Anyway, peace and blessings to y'all. More material coming. Make sure you are subscribed. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. Peace.